Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. I hope that you are all good. Now in today's video I have a WowBao haul to share with you all. Now the main bulk of this haul is acrylic colours, and that's why the video is quite a bit longer than usual, because we're going to go through and swatch all of them, and there's around 40 colours I think I have to swatch. So yeah, that's why the video is a little bit longer than usual. Now, I really hope you all enjoy watching. If you do, then please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already. So I just thought I would run through and unbox everything before we take a bit more of a detailed look and swatch all of the colours. Now, when it comes to swatching the colours, I have done my best to try and make the colours look as realistic as possible, but I know lighting and different devices can show the colours slightly differently, so just bear that in mind. Now first up, I've laid out the WowBao mat that was included, and I thought I would jump straight in to showing you guys the acrylic brush. Now I opted to get the acrylic brush in a size 12, however they do have sizes 8 to 16 on the website, and I am thinking of getting the size 14 next, as although this brush is fab, I would like a slightly larger one as well. Now I did love how the brush come packaged. I just had trouble there working out how to open the box. Now the brush itself is absolutely beautiful with a silver chrome finish, and the thing I loved the most here as well is the box explains exactly how to prep and clean your brush, also directing you to a video that's on the WowBao YouTube channel that shows you how to prep your acrylic brush. That is super important, so do check that out if you've never prepped an acrylic brush before. Next up, I have the premium acrylic monomer. Now WowBao do have a couple of different monomers to choose from, so I went for their premium one, and then I also got one of their smaller ones in amongst the trial kit that I got as well, so I'll show you that further along as well. And then we have the metal file board. Now I've never used a metal file board before, so I'm really excited to give this a go. It comes with 6 refills, and I opted for the thin board. They do also have a thicker one to choose from as well. I wasn't 100% sure what the difference would be or which one would be better, so I just thought I'd go for the thin one. And then the stick-on files, they are in 100 grit, I believe. So I thought I would just show you guys sticking one on. It was just kind of tricky to peel off the backing paper with my gloves on, but it's stuck on nice and easily, and I'm really excited to give the file a go. I only showed you guys sticking on one side, but obviously you would stick another file on the other side as well. Now these particular ones are in the 100 grit. I'm not 100% sure if WowBao offer these in any other sizes. I only noticed the 100 grit on their website. But I'm really excited to use this for my shaping with acrylics, as that's something I have struggled with a little bit, and I've heard that a metal file board is great for that. Now next up, I have their trial kit. So the trial kit comes with a 100ml bottle of monomer, a top coat, and a core powder and a clear, and these are in 1 ounce size pots. So you get Crown, Peach and Crystal Clear, and this was the reason I picked up the trial kit, as they were out of stock on their clear in the larger size pots, but you get a smaller size pot in amongst their trial kit. Now let's jump on to swatching these acrylics. So I thought we would begin with the Crown Peach. This is one of their core colours, and it is absolutely beautiful. I love a peachy nude acrylic, and this one has a really nice creamy consistency to it. It's full coverage, so it's going to be fully opaque. That means it's going to be great for doing French or extended nail beds, things like that, where you want to fully cover the natural nail. It applies absolutely beautifully, but I do want to quickly say that this was my very first time using any of the WowBao acrylics, so at times my ratio is a little bit off and I either work too wet or too dry, and that's because I'm just getting used to the system. Next up, we have a Crown Sparkle. Now this is very similar to the Crown Peach, but it has an absolutely beautiful multicoloured sparkle effect to it. It is a little hard, unfortunately, to pick up on video, but it kind of has a bit of a iridescent colour shift to it, and there's some blues and greens and orange in amongst the sparkle. Now I love a sparkly core powder because I find they blend absolutely beautiful if you're doing an ombre or a coloured acrylic fade, anything like that. If you struggle doing the ombre with a regular core powder, grab one with a sparkle in it and you will find that they blend absolutely beautifully, and not to mention that sparkle is just super pretty. So again, I have another one of the sparkly core powders here. This one is Crown Pinkle, and this is a really soft baby pink core powder with a iridescent, like a UV blue sparkle to it. Again, for some reason, it was really hard to pick up the sparkle on camera, but I'm going to play around and get a couple of sets done using these acrylics. So keep an eye out and then you'll be able to hopefully see them a little bit better. You can hear though slightly see that sparkle, but it's a really, really pretty colour. Again, this is probably one I'll definitely reach for a lot when I'm doing ombres. Next up, we have Natural Pink. Now, Natural Pink is kind of like a translucent, cloudy pink slash clear. I worked a little bit too wet with it here, so I put quite a few air bubbles in there as well. But I grabbed this because, like I said, they didn't have their larger pots of clear in stock. So I thought this would be a fab alternative for doing a clear base with. And also having a cloudy translucent pink in your collection is fab if you are capping ombres and the ombre doesn't go perfectly. They kind of just mask any imperfections. So I definitely like to have one of those on hand. Now the last core powder that I chose was a Crown Blush, and this is a beautiful baby pink colour. It's a really soft colour and I feel as though it would blend out beautifully, which I absolutely love for my core colours because I love doing a lot of ombres and they are fab if you have a colour that blends really nicely. Again, it's quite opaque, so it would also be good for an extended nail bed or if you wanted to cover the natural nail bed, so it'd be a great cover colour. Now all of the core powders are strength powders, so they don't need encapsulating. Now let's move on to the coloured acrylics, which was what I was most excited about. Now I have swatched these all in colour categories. So we're going to do all of the pinks first, then all of the purples, etc. And at the end of the video, I have left some photos with the colours all next to each other so you can kind of compare them with one another. So first up we have Girly. Now this is such a gorgeous pink. It looks slightly more peach on camera than it does in real life. It's kind of more of a petal pink. It just picks up a lot more peach on here for some reason. But it is an absolutely gorgeous colour and will be perfect for spring. So next up we have Flamingo. This is one of my favourites of all of the pinks. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's a really bright pink. It's kind of like somewhere between a bright pink and a neon pink. Further along in the pinks, we do swatch the neon pink, and that just has that neon tone to it, where this one's just more on the brighter side. It's such a gorgeous colour and definitely going to be one that I'm going to reach for a lot during the spring. And I feel this one looks quite close in colour, it looks quite realistic to the coloured swatch stick on camera. Then here we have a Blossom. Now I love this colour. It looks slightly darker in real life than it's picking up on camera. It's kind of somewhere between a pink and a mauve colour. But one of the things I loved about it is it has a gorgeous creamy consistency. And a lot of these pink shades I've got here, I would also use them like a core colour as well. So I would use them a lot in my baby boomers and nude nails, things like that, where you'd usually use a core colour because a lot of their pinks are quite versatile. Again, this is another one that will be really good in the springtime. Next up we have Pinky Promise. Now this is a gorgeous pink colour. In real life it has a little bit more of a purple undertone to it than it shows on camera. It looks a little bit brighter here. It's kind of like a rosy pink and it's absolutely gorgeous. Again, it's another one that's definitely got a bit of a spring vibe to it. And I loved the consistency again of this coloured powder. It was really easy to work with. Now, like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm quite new. This is my first time working with the WowBao acrylics. I have used their other products before and I absolutely love their tips, but I'd not worked with their acrylic before. So some of the colours I did find harder to work with than others. And I think that was just because my ratio was off, but a lot of them were really easy to work with, especially for the first time using them. Moving on, we have Gentle, which is a lot more of a softer, lighter pink. And again, it has that creamy consistency to it. So it made it absolutely lovely to work with. This is a flat colour, so there's no shimmer or anything like that to it. And again, it's another colour that I would probably pick up or reach for a lot when I'm going to be doing an ombre or a coloured acrylic fade. Now here we have wildflowers. Now I'm not sure why, but this one on camera looks really peach compared to real life. In real life, it's more of a pink colour with just a peach undertone, but for some reason it just picked up really peach on camera. And this is one of the reasons why I don't do too many swatch videos, as I'm not sure if it's the lighting I'm using or the camera, but a lot of the colours just look slightly different in real life. Now we have our neon pink. So this one is called Wow Pink, and it is a super bright neon pink acrylic color. Now I'm sometimes a little bit wary working with neon colors, as I find some can be a little bit tricky to work with. This one was actually quite easy to work with, so I was really impressed with how it applied. I didn't get any marbling or anything like that, which I know you can get with some neon colors. And again, just look how bright it is. This is definitely going to be one that I'm going to be using a lot in the summer. I think this would look gorgeous in a marble with a couple of the other pink shades. Next up, we have Cerise, which is the last one in the pink collection. Now this colour in real life looks a little bit more purple, so I kind of put it between the pinks and the purple colours, because next we're going to go into the purples. It just looks a little bit more brighter on screen, so it's picking up more of the pink tones rather than the purples, but it is an absolutely gorgeous colour. This is definitely going to be another colour I'm going to reach for a lot in the summer. I can't wait to move on and start doing more brighter colours and get more into those spring and summer nails. Now we're going to move into the purples, and first up we have Cinderella. Now Cinderella is quite like a muted lilac-y mauve colour, and it's got a really subtle soft silver shimmer through it as well, and it's got that creamy consistency, so again it's really beautiful to work with. Now purple is my favourite colour, so I'm absolutely loving these shades, but I didn't actually pick up too many purples here because I already have quite a lot in my collection, and I was kind of trying to go for colours that I don't really have. Now next up we have Lylucky, and this is a really light lilac shade. It's got a bit of a grey undertone to it, so it is quite light and doesn't pick up too much of the lilac tone, but it's an absolutely beautiful colour. Again, it's another one that's going to be really good for the springtime because of the pastel effect that it has to it. I really liked this one as well because I think you could switch this up instead of using a white if you wanted a more softer background in certain sets as well. Like if you wanted a neutral plain background that was light but you didn't want to go for a white, if that makes sense. Now we have mulberry. Mulberry is one of my favorites out of the purples. It's your classic purple shade. It's really deep and rich. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And it's again another one that I'd really love to put in a marble because I love these deep colors in a marble when you mix them in with some lighter shades. And for a darker color, it was really easy to work with as well. My ratio was a little bit off on that second bead, so that was why I come in with another bead because it looked a little bit translucent at the sides. But it is such a gorgeous purple. It looks slightly more plum coloured in the video, where in real life it's got that more Cadbury purple effect to it. Now we have Wishes. Now this colour is absolutely gorgeous. It's kind of like a deep lilac / amethyst colour. It's really beautiful. I absolutely love this one. This one did have a bit more of a different texture to some of the others, so I worked with it a little bit drier on the second bead. Again, it's got that creamy consistency to it, but it was just a little bit more, the powder's quite fine, if that makes sense. So I picked it up and worked with it in small beads. You will find with any brand of acrylic colours that you use, I personally find anyway, that some colours will work differently than others. And I think that's because of how the pigments are. But it is just such a gorgeous creamy purple shade. Now this particular colour, so this is Enchanted, this looks a lot more purple in real life. It's picking up quite a few of the pink undertones on the camera, and it makes it look a lot like the cerise, which we swatched at the beginning. But the cerise is that little bit more pink in real life, and this is more purple. So they're definitely two colours I would recommend having in your collection, as both of those go really nicely together. Now that's the last colour in my purples, so we're going to move on to the blues next. I only picked up 3 blues, so this is the first one, and that is Wow Blue, and it's a really nice bright sky blue colour. Now I know blue is a bit more of a winter colour, but I went for this one because I thought it would look really pretty in some spring nail sets, and again I really want to do some more colour blocking and marbles and things like that, so I wanted to pick up quite a few colourful colours. This is probably actually one I would reach for a lot in the summer as well, because it has got that bright colour to it. Now we have Waves. Now Waves is a lot more deeper than Wow Blue, and it's kind of got a little bit of a shimmer effect to it. There's not like a glitter running through it or anything like that, but it kind of just has something special about it. It's a really gorgeous colour. I absolutely love this one. This was my favourite out of all of the blues. Like I said, I only picked up 3, but this was my favourite from the 3. Again, the camera does make it look slightly more brighter than it is. It is a little bit more muted in real life. Now lastly, out of the blues, we have Forget Me Not, which is a really pretty pastel light blue shade. I loved the creamy consistency of this one as well. And this is definitely one that you're going to get a lot of use out of in both spring and winter, or any time you fancy doing some pastels. Such a pretty colour. Now here we have Paradise, and I wasn't 100% sure whether to put this in with the blues or the greens. It is a little bit more of a green, so we're going to move on to the greens next anyway, so I thought I would pop this one between those. Now it's more of a Tiffany teal colour to me, and I just love that. It's an absolutely beautiful shade. Teal is one of my favourite colours, and this is a lighter teal, so I'd definitely say it's like your Tiffany blue shade. Absolutely beautiful. It's definitely one that I know I'm going to get a lot of use out of. Now I only picked up 2 green shades really, as green isn't something that I reach for too often, but I definitely want to add some more into my collection. So I went for Sour Apples, and this is kind of like a lighter neon green shade. It's really easy to work with. Again, it kind of has a similar effect to it to the Waves out of the blues. Not a shimmer, but kind of like a shimmer. It's really pretty. It will pair up lovely with the flamingo pink as well. I actually think the flamingo pink, Sour Apples and Waves look really beautiful together. I've just popped them next to each other on my swatch sticks and thinking I definitely need to do a set using those 3 colours. Moving on to the next one, we have Mystical Forest. This is an absolutely gorgeous colour. It's kind of quite a soft muted green. It's got a bit of a grey undertone to it, and it's just really nice. Like I said, I don't have too many greens in my collection because they're not something I reach for too often, and I kind of do prefer the lighter greens at the moment, so I'm really looking forward to this one. Again, this is another one you could use, I think, quite a lot in the spring. Be great for some Patrick's Day nails as well. And then here we have the yellows. So I'm going to start with the brightest, which is Wow Yellow. And this is a neon yellow. Now I do have to say I found this one a little bit tricky to work with, but it could have just been me. I think I was working slightly too wet with it. So if I was going to use it again, I would work a little bit drier. But I did find as though the colour marbled a little bit. So I had to play around with it a little bit. But it is a super bright neon yellow. I was just doing my best here to try and show you guys the true colour. So that's why I was just playing around, getting my camera to focus a little bit more. And then we have Sunflower. Sunflower is a typical sunflower yellow. I suppose it's kind of leaning into the orange. It's got a bit of an orange tone to it, but it's a really gorgeous colour. I reckon I'd get a lot of use out of this one in summer, but autumn as well. Now I only picked up 3 yellows, so the last one we have is Lemonade, which is a really pretty pastel yellow, and I was just looking at it with the Forget Me Not blue, and I think Lylucky would look really good with these as well. So I'm definitely feeling getting some pastel acrylic sets done as well. This is just such a gorgeous colour. I love pastel colours. Now that we're finished with the yellows, let's move on to the oranges. Now I only did again pick up 3 oranges. So first up we have Glow Stick. Yeah, Glow Stick. And this is a really bright neon orange, but it has got a sparkle running through it as well, which just gives it that little bit of something extra special. I think if you wanted just a flat orange colour, they have the Wow Orange, which I believe is a neon or a bright orange as well. But I opted for this one because I really liked that it had a sparkle in it. That's what I'm just trying to show you guys here. You can kind of see the sparkle a little bit more in the pot though. Next up we have Sherbet, and this is a really soft peach. It's kind of got a bit of a pastel look to it as well. It looks slightly more orange on camera. It's a little bit softer in real life, but it's an absolutely gorgeous colour. And like a couple of the pink shades I mentioned that I would happily reach for them if I was doing an ombre or a French, this is another colour which I probably would happily use in an ombre as well. So I do find a lot of the WowBao colours, the pinks and peaches especially, are quite versatile. Now next up we have Tangerine, and this one, it has a little bit more of a neon effect to it. Rather than a neon orange, I'd say it's more of a coral colour. It looks a little bit more orange on camera, but in real life it's got that coral tone to it. It's absolutely beautiful, but I did find this one a little bit tricky to work with. Again, I found as though it marbled a little bit, but I do sometimes find that with colours when I'm swatching them. I feel as though when you're swatching inside the swatch stick, I don't tend to work with the acrylic as though I would when I'm working on a nail. So I'm really excited to get this in a set and have another play around with it. Moving on, and we have some red. So I've only got 2 to share with you guys. I kind of don't feel as though I'll be using red anytime soon, but these 2 colours are absolutely gorgeous. First up we have Merlot, which is a really rich red. It's absolutely gorgeous. I think this one will be really good at Christmas, especially if you didn't want to reach for a bright traditional red. This one is that little bit deeper than it looks on camera. So in real life it's just that ever so slightly darker, deeper red. Just had a little mark there on my swatch stick that annoyed me, to be honest. The second red I have to share with you all is Velvet, and this is a gorgeous red. It's slightly more brighter than Merlot. I'd say it's more your classic postbox red. Absolutely love this one, and I think I maybe would try and fit this in a summer set because I definitely need to use this color. It's absolutely gorgeous, and for a dark, very highly pigmented color, it swatched absolutely beautifully. Like, look how well it worked. I only picked it up in one bead. Further along in the swatches, I did find that I picked up the ratio of the acrylics a lot better, so I found them easier to work with as we were going through. Now, the last few colours I have to share with you are all pretty much, I'd say they're neutrals, and then I've got a couple of glitters to share at the end as well. So here we have Suede, which is your classic grey colour. Now, this one looks slightly brighter on camera. Like I've said, a lot of the swatches, look a little bit brighter than what they would in real life, but this is an absolutely gorgeous classic grey shade. I love grey, and I don't have too much grey in my nail kit in either gel polish or acrylic, so I'm looking forward to getting this in a set. Next up we have Jasmine. Now, Jasmine is a really gorgeous color. She's a little hard to describe. I'd say it's a light tan color, a little bit like a beige, and it does have a soft shimmer, subtle shimmer to it. I have to say it's really subtle, not like a glitter shimmer, just a bit of a shimmer to the color. It's a really gorgeous color. I'm not quite sure how I would work with it in a set. I think it would suit a plain full color nail, or it definitely look beautiful with some glitter actually. So I'm definitely going to have a play around with this one. And then here we have Nature. Now, this one does look a lot lighter on camera than it does in real life. In real life, it's quite a soft beige colour. Again, this was lovely to work with. It had a really nice creamy consistency. And again, it's another colour that I think would look beautiful just as a full colour nail or with some glitter. These kind of neutral colours, I don't have anything like this in acrylics. So that was kind of why I wanted to get a few of those so I could have a bit of a play around and kind of use colours that I don't use too often. I think I'm really going to love putting a lot of these nude colours into marbles as well when I don't want to reach for a core colour. Now we have Sandstone. Now, Sandstone is a gorgeous sandy colour, to be honest. It's a bit like a light soft beige. It does look a little bit more yellow on camera. I'm kind of looking at the swatch sticks as I do the video just so I can kind of tell you if any colours do differ. But yeah, it's a bit more of a grey / beige. On camera it seems to be picking up quite a bit of a yellow tone. But again, it's another gorgeous neutral shade. Now here we have Pearl White. I have quite a few white acrylics in my collection, so I opted to pick out Pearl White rather than a classic white just because I thought it'd be nice to have something a little bit different, and I'm so glad I did. This is such a gorgeous color. It's your classic white shade, but then it has a really subtle white shimmer running through it, so it gives off that beautiful classic pearl effect. Now, I jumped straight into recording these swatches and again jumped straight into doing the voiceover because I was really excited to share this with you all. But I did really quickly want to give a huge shout out to WowBao and say thank you, because this haul was actually a prize I won from their recent giveaway. There was a couple of winners, I believe, and I was so excited to be one of them. It was absolutely amazing prize because you did get to pick what products you wanted yourself, which was, I thought, amazing because it meant I got to pick out some colours that I don't already have in my collection, like this particular one here, Gold Liquor. I don't have absolutely anything like this in my collection, and it is such an amazing color. It's not a glitter, it's like a gold, full-on gold shimmer. It's just absolutely gorgeous, and I'm so glad that I also opted to get the silver liquor as well, because that's exactly the same but in silver. Again, it's not a glitter, it's more like a shimmer powder. It's just absolutely beautiful. I think these two colors will be fab for running through marbles because you could pick up a small bead and work with it like you would a glitter. It's so highly pigmented, a little bit just went such a long way. It's absolutely beautiful. Now I have 3 last swatches to share with you all. 2 of those are a chunky glitter. I didn't actually choose to get too many glitters at the moment because I kind of want to focus on colours. So the first one we have is Opals, and this is absolutely beautiful. I love anything that has an opal effect to it, or anything iridescent as well, and this is kind of a mix between the two. Now it's a pre-mixed chunky glitter acrylic, and it is absolutely stunning. I feel as though this is going to be one of those glitters that I reach for a lot because it would just pair, these kind of colours pair with anything, so you can pop them in any set and you'll find it works. And then the next one I picked up is really similar to it as well, but it has a bit more of a fine glitter mix mixed in there. Just really taking my time showing you this one because I thought it was super pretty. So yeah, the next one we have is Fairy Dust. This one has a little bit more of a hollow effect to the glitter pieces rather than that iridescent effect, and it's also got a finer glitter mixed in there with it as well. I love these multi-cut glitter mixes, especially where they're pre-mixed with your acrylic, because they're really easy to work with, especially if you just want to do a quick simple set but add something special to it. And again, just look at the colour shift, it's absolutely beautiful. Now, I already have so many glitters in my glitter collection, so that's why I didn't opt to get too many glitter acrylics. However, I highly recommend checking these out. Now I've tried these two, I'm definitely going to reach for a few more of the WowBao glitter acrylics because they're so easy to work with and they're absolutely beautiful. Now, this last one is more of a shimmer rather than the glitter. It's quite like the gold and the silver actually, but this one's got that dark base. It's like kind of like a dark grey acrylic with a gold glitter in it. And this one is Dreamcatcher. Again, an absolutely beautiful colour. So now we're coming towards the end of the video. I just wanted to say, one, if you hung around to the end of the video, well done, because this was a long one. But thank you all so much for watching. I will leave a link in the description box below to the WowBao website. So do check that out if you're looking for any products. They have a huge selection to choose from. And here I've just left you some pictures of the colours just so you can see them a little bit better. Now, if you do have any comments, please pop them below. I love reading them all, or give the video a thumbs up. And I shall hopefully see you all again soon in the next video, and I shall hopefully as well have some videos up soon using these gorgeous colours. Once again, thank you all so much for watching. Lots of love. Take care. Bye bye.